Hey guys, back again doing a little YouTube video about my experiences with cryptocurrency. Um, Over the last 6 months, or maybe 4 or 5 months, I've been buying cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum and other altcoins, and I've been researching, mining, and just doing general research on this new phenomenon and new tool that we have as the internet and people. Um, so what I'd like to do today is talk to you guys again for an update on my last video. So my last video was on December 22nd. Um, I put out my top 10 picks for 2018, and I thought over the last couple months that I wasn't completely satisfied with some of my picks. I felt like um, I felt like I liked them initially a lot, and I was really, really big on them. But then when I dug deeper, um, I was sort of seeing the holes in these picks. So I'm going to create an amendment to my top 10, and I'm also going to go back over the original top 10. I won't change the order, but I will cross out one. I'll cross out two of my top 10 picks, my previous top 10 picks, on my way back to number one, and I won't change the order. Um, so number 10 was Stratis. Um, I was big time, I guess you could say, bullish on this coin, and I still am. Um, I actually sold my Stratis right before I made my last picks, and I still haven't bought back into Stratis because I don't have any money. But that doesn't mean I don't like the coin and I don't research it and look at it and follow it. Um, the way I see it is if a coin is good, it's good for everybody, whether you own it or not. So, especially if you're a developer like myself, I do consider myself to be a developer. So, I like Stratus still. From what I've seen, they've released an ICO over the last month, and then they're going to do another ICO. And ICOs are terrible and bad, right? But probably 10% of them, or a large percentage of them, are good, honest projects that will accidentally scam everybody by failing miserably. Um, it's actually, I think what I see with ICOs, and anybody is totally correct me if I'm wrong here, is we have the same scenario that we have in a lot of medium these days, and that is that you create the phenomenon of people scamming people without realizing they're scamming them, which in turn creates the people who they're scamming to be scamming the people who are scamming the people. In other words, we both go into this relationship with the best intentions and end up scamming each other and ending up with no money. So that is generally what I see a lot of these ICOs as going down the path of. However, I could be wrong. However, Stratus has got one down and they got another one coming or something like that. I don't know. Maybe even some airdrops in there. I have no idea. I'm not completely following every move they make, but I do like the direction they're going in. I think that um, providing support for new tokens and currencies is a requirement of our new thing that we're doing with cryptocurrencies and tokens and stuff. So Stratus is not only a necessary evil, but it's fun. It's in C sharp. It's, from what I understand, it's original and it's good. I guess side note, somebody informed me the other day that Neo is kind of like the Chinese version of Stratus, but I don't know. Anyways, number 9 is Ethereum. I guess that would be number 9. I'm still pretty big on Ethereum. I like it a lot. I like even more a lot of the tokens that I've seen. Not happy with the slowness, but still number 9. I'm still pretty bullish on it. I even actually bought some Ethereum the other day, finally. So I'll have like a little tiny bit of Ethereum, not just what I use on Ether Delta and stuff. So it's a very, very small fraction of an Ethereum, but I'll have some. Uh, Next on my list is forks. I'm still big on forks, just like my last video. I think they have potential to do a lot. I'm still not big on people forking a coin in order to give airdrops to a bunch of people. I think this way of distribution is it hurts people that are new to the format. It hurts people that are just arriving today or last week or last month and aren't secure enough in their moving around tokens to, participate in these airdrops. But not just that, um, it just makes it that much harder. I think if you're going to offer these tokens, they should be mined or they should be given away for free to a lot of people, or they should be, I think, um, just not airdropped. It's too much of a loyalty program, and I think it's just annoying. Um, but that's just my idea. But anyways, forks in general are good because you can create a new code base out of the original code base, make changes, then possibly take those changes and bring them back into the original code base, or even in some cases, create a better project than the original project. Hopefully not hurting too many people in the process. But I think that's why it's important to allow everybody equal footing in getting into the new thing. Anyways, so Iota is my next one that, oh, so this is the first casualty. I'm just hearing too much negative feedback about Iota to be really interested in it anymore. I've just kind of been beaten into submission on this one. So I convinced my wife to sell all our Iota, and we're no longer talking about Iota just because there's too much negative feedback around this token. From what I understand, the wallets just don't work, and people just don't have a lot of faith in technology. I've never been super big on the Internet of Things. I still don't know what it is. I still don't have time to screw around with it. And if it's not ready for public consumption, then I just don't feel comfortable with a kind of not really blockchain-ish thing in my list. So I've taken out IOTA, and I got a couple tokens that I was thinking about putting in there. I guess I'll just name ZRX. That's my token that I want to add in. ZRX is kind of an API slash decentralized exchange token that lives on the Ethereum blockchain. Um, I'm just excited because every time I look at their site or try to work with one of their tools, which I have done, I'm impressed and happy with the results. I like their documentation. I like their API stuff. I think they're going in the right direction with this. And so I like their token. Now, whether or not it has real world value or not, I'm not sure. I know that's a hot topic. I've been listening to a lot of people, so I don't know that the real world value is super, super high, but I can see a lot of people are making money on this token. A lot of people are putting a lot of money into it. So if that's your thing, I would be, holding a little bit of ZRX and telling people you got the stuff ain't a bad idea. Um, next on my list is Monero. I'm keeping this on the list. I like it. I've done some more research on it. It seems like it's a really good private token. It's the leader in private tokens. I guess somebody's going to be forking Monero soon. Not sure what that's about, but Monero itself seems to be pretty solid. Um, uh, yeah, it's like the leader in privacy tokens, or privacy coins. It's mineable with a CPU, mineable with any CPU. I'm not mining it, but doesn't mean you can't. Monero looks cool. Next on my list is Tix. This is the next one that I'm that I'm going to take off the list. Um, the reason being is I just did some research and I just kind of felt like the site, the team, everything was a little anemic. I don't really want to get into it. I just want to say that I'm going to nix the Tix and take it off the list. In replace of Tix, gosh, I'm I mean, you could put anything in there. There's a lot of great tokens out there. I've been looking into and buying personally a lot of like things like a little bit. You know, I don't have a lot of money, but I've been buying a little bit of like DGB, um, uh, which is Digibyte, which is a mineable token with a large supply, which isn't necessarily a bad thing sometimes. Um, Bought some Verge, a little bit of Verge, a little bit of Vertcoin. Um, these coins, you know, I just kind of like the fact that they're mineable, they're interesting, and they can possibly, you know, hold value and move the economy forward and stuff. I just like the fact that the technology is like it's there, it's ready, it seems to have value. I like these. I like these coins. I don't really like Tix anymore. Power Ledger is next to my list, number 4. Oh, sorry, I have to do this. HST, Horizon State Token. So I'm going to say Power Ledger and Horizon State slash Tix. You should also look into Horizon State. Horizon State Token is really, really good. This is voting on the blockchain. It's probably the idea that's probably most near and dear to my heart because as we saw last year with like the TPP and all these things in U.S. politics that had huge, huge amounts of money on the line for our votes, and yet, you know, we don't have very good security for our votes, and you know, people aren't sure if our votes are being hacked, et cetera, et cetera. I put the value of a person's vote for like something like the president out of maybe $10,000 or $20,000 a vote. Um, if you want to get into why that's true, I can get into it, but what it comes down to is a system of checks and balances here in the U.S. Voting for president is a serious thing. Um, those votes are worth a lot of money. So the fact that Horizon State is taking on this from the perspective of security and securing our votes, and I think that's awesome. I asked them the other day if they would support, um, you know, people being able to tweet out what they voted if they wanted to, like an API, and they said they'd be interested. So that too makes me excited and bullish on this HST token. Um, it's a great token. Next, it's Power Ledger. This is Uber for solar panels. It's another ERC20 token that I'm bullish on. I'm actually more excited about a lot of the ERC20 tokens than I am about the Ethereum technology itself. I just don't know enough about Ethereum or the way it works to be excited about it yet. I'm really nervous about the proof of stake. The longer I get in this, the more stuff I learn, the more I'm worried that proof of stake is not a great way to go about it. So I'm kind of worried there. I'm worried that there's an inflationary price with transactions on the Ethereum blockchain and the bloat of the Ethereum blockchain, how it's getting bigger and bigger. For those reasons, like I'm worried about Ethereum, but I'm not worried about some of the tokens that are on there. I think they have merit and they have value, and that is what's going to keep Ethereum afloat and what's going to keep people happy. Um, Next on my list, number 3 is Litecoin. I'm still super excited about Litecoin. I know I said last time I sold my Litecoin. I have since bought back those Litecoin and a few extra Litecoin, and I'm still managing to hold them. You know, the first is coming up soon, and I think I'm going to be able to do it with make rent without having to sell my coins, which is kind of a thing with me. Um, yeah, so Litecoin's good. I'm bullish on it. Um, I will say that they just dropped Robinhood today, the Robinhood app, and now you're able to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum on the Robinhood app, which is like uh, um, transaction-free trading in the U.S. Robinhood is like a virally popular exchange, and they have 4 million viewers. I think Robinhood's exciting, but they didn't put Litecoin on their app, and I think it's time to show them that they made a big mistake. That's why I'm super, super excited about Litecoin. Next one is Bitcoin. I don't think we need to say anything about that one. Hey, babe. 1 second, I'm recording. So, Bitcoin, I don't really need to say much about this. They've got the Lightning Network going on. Bitcoin is super, super stable. Its price is right now fluctuating around $10,000. As far as direction goes, I don't care about the price. I know it'll go down. I know it'll go up. I know it's here for the long haul, and that's why I always keep some Bitcoin. I have not managed to capture one Bitcoin, which is my goal. But Bitcoin is super awesome. And then the number one coin is still Groestlcoin. I've managed to put together a miner for Groestlcoin, and I'm mining it now about one a day. And Groestlcoin I'm extremely excited about. I've got multiple wallets. I've built paper wallets, which I'm giving out to people for free that I meet, in everyday life when I have the time and energy to do it. And so I give out a paper wallet of a Groestlcoin with one coin on it, and I tell them a little bit about the blockchain. A lot of people don't know, and it's really, really easy, people. These coins, it's just like a piggy bank, You put money in it, you save it, and when you're ready, you break the bank open, you spend the money. It's not a big deal. It's not super rocket science. You don't have to be a smart person to do it. Anybody can participate. You don't have to be a mathematical genius. That's what I tell people when I give them my one Groestlcoin that's worth $1, and hopefully they save it and don't just throw it in the trash. Anyways, you guys all have a good evening. I kept this under 20 minutes, which is my goal. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Talk to you all later.